In today's video, we're picking things up in a very wet Torquay, heading towards Totnes to visit the beautiful and historic South Devon Railway, and take what could be the final ever journey on Great Western Railway's much loved 125. Welcome back to Lift Up and Travel. Unfortunately, unlike yesterday in the first video, today is not so sunny. But we'll make the best we can with it. It's slightly cloudy and it is raining a tiny bit. But in today's video, we're going to Newton Abbott and we're changing to go to Totnes because we're going on the South Devon Railway. And this is probably, I don't know, been a long time since it's been on a heritage line. So really looking forward to it. Travelling from Torquay, where we spent the night, we will cover a journey of 7 miles to Newton Abbott, before taking a second train 8 miles down the rails to Totnes. Despite being on the chilly side, some very brave souls are going for a swim in the ocean. We on the other hand are catching the 8:45 service to London Paddington, bound for Newton Abbott. I specifically picked this service because it's a far cry from the very reliable, but also much smaller 2-carriage 150 class trains that can usually be found on the route. And as we say goodbye to Torquay, it won't be long before we find ourselves in Newton Abbott. I have left plenty of time today between trains, and I have good reason to do so. You can just visit Totnes station and see the steam trains, but why wouldn't you want to ride them as well? Having ventured on to the South Devon Railway website about a month ago, I pre-booked an 11:20 departure towards Buckfastleigh. It's worth noting that while it is a long way to Plymouth and Penzance, not all trains are created equal. In fact, the people setting up the vintage railway travel on a 2-carriage and really very full 158 class train down to Totnes. I on the other hand waited for the cross-country service, formed of 5 carriages and having plenty of seats. Perhaps a first for cross-country. We even managed to capture a brief view of the South Devon Railway arriving into Totnes, and some beautiful cream and brown coloured carriages, far more plush I hope than the cross-country service I'm currently on. So I made it to Totnes and then we're heading for a 20-minute or so walk over to the South Devon Railway. Really quite exciting. To get there, you'll need to make sure you're on platform 1. Exiting through the ticket office, make a left, and head to the very bottom of the car park. Follow the cycle path through the trees. Once you see the river, make a left under the main line railway. There you'll see a big metal green bridge, which takes you across the river and into the South Devon Railway. I was the third person to arrive, but that was okay because despite the very wet and grey weather, the 2 volunteers that run Totnes Riverside on a Saturday were very warm and welcoming and happy for a chat. I even managed to get a cup of tea for £1. If you do arrive early, there is plenty to do. Lots of old wagons to walk in and around, and a very pretty ticket office, and you can even watch the passing trains on the main line. You can even join in and give people a wave. We'll cover the history of the route once we board today's train, which is formed of a Class 1366 Great Western Railway locomotive designed by C.B. Collett. Originally built to replace the ageing mineral trains in Cornwall, which were used to shunt in the dockyards. Amazingly, this little green beauty was bought for £900 in 2004 by the SVR. For more information on the unit, please see the link in the description below. So this is pretty epic. The people here are really nice, really friendly and really knowledgeable. I managed to secure myself a cabin. I haven't been on one of these ever, but this just really takes you back to like old school. It's amazing. Now is probably a good time to look at today's journey. Departing at 11:20, we'll make a stop in Staverton, before continuing onwards to Buckfastleigh, taking up roughly 30 minutes following the beautiful Devonshire countryside and even crossing the River Dart. This must be like everybody's schoolboy fantasy to like stick their head out the window. I was waiting because it's raining, but this is so cool. health and safety time, just make sure no other train is coming. We'll be on the move very shortly, but you may be interested to know that not all the carriages on this train are alike. Some have very different layouts. This certainly is a luxurious way to travel, featuring leather belt retractable windows and a wooden door for privacy. Each side of the compartment has a very plush and comfortable sofa. There is even a wooden and working decadent wooden toilet at the end of the carriage. If you weren't lucky enough to sit in one of these beautiful private compartments, you could also sit in one of the two other style of carriages, which is laid out in slightly different ways. On the return journey, I chose to sit in the Pullman style blue fabric compartment, which was directly behind the locomotive.
At the rear of this train, this is due to the short platform outside of the platform.
So it's not fast, but it's very peaceful. And the train makes one stop in Staverton and then it's on to Buckfastleigh. The journey is very relaxed and we can't have gone faster than 25 miles per hour. Staverton is a beautiful tiny station and even allows you to see the driver take a key from the signal box. This is because the line is single operation, so trains can pass each other, but they can only access the line once they have the key. This ensures line safety and that two trains can never meet each other on the same stretch of track. Here's the train waiting to use the line patiently, from Buckfastleigh to Totnes. I think I've done well today because it only has 2 carriages, while the one I'm on has 4. Being a wet and grey day, it didn't attract the usual crowds, which made the journey more personal. Capturing the golden days of rail travel, the branch line was originally opened in 1872. Sadly, it never made a profit, but closed to passengers in 1958, continuing to ferry freight up and down, including coal, wool, cider, and items for agriculture. Sadly, it closed in 1962, but not long after, some keen rail enthusiasts considered opening the line to tourists, and the first train ran in 1965, only between Totnes Riverside and Buckfastleigh. Comfort was in 1991, and the line was taken over by a registered charity, changing its name from the Dart Valley Railway to the South Devon Railway we're travelling on today. Before we explore Buckfastleigh station, we must go see that beautiful engine. Welcome to Buckfastleigh, where activities include visiting the on-site museum, complete with real carriages and engines. You can also visit the station's bookshop. You could visit the coffee shop, have a slice of cake and a coffee. Or just next door, you could lose yourself in what is one of the largest and greatest collection of train models, accessories and gift shops I've ever seen. So if you're someone who likes your model trains, this is a great place to come. They have everything, including a working model railway just in the back. How much fun! Sadly, the time goes really quickly. I've got 3 minutes till the train goes, so I better go. As you can imagine, the journey on the way back was very similar, but the weather continued to rain. Let's have a look what's coming up in part 2. We visit a cafe that used to be a signal box. How cool. And make our way all the way down to Plymouth to catch possibly the last HST 125 we'll ever ride on, before finding food and rest at the Moxie Plymouth. So that was so much fun. Now we're heading back to Totnes station. Just a quick 10-15 minute walk. On the London end of platform 2, you'll find the Signal Box Cafe. If you like a Del Boy Only Fools and Horses style sausage sandwich and coffee, this is definitely one for the list. It's also a great opportunity to charge my phone. But now it's back to platform 1 to catch the 1412 all the way down to Liskeard to travel on the GWR HST 125. Now I'm settled, you may be wondering why I'm going on my way to see a train. The history of the 125 is special because it was only meant to be a stopgap while Britain developed the APT, Advanced Passenger Train. It would have meant that the existing infrastructure, which is very curved, thank you Victorians, could run at faster speeds by tilting. Unfortunately, it went over budget and made all the journalists sick on its first journey. So make a quick stop in Liskeard, which is just down the way towards Penzance, because I want to see the HST, which Great Western's kept a few of them. There's not many of them because they're being phased out. It's a long story, but these were all over the country at one point, serving everywhere: Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Plymouth, Bristol, Paddington, yeah. But had to come on a specific day, specific time to see this. And here it is, all shiny and green with that beautiful yellow front. I didn't actually realise until boarding, you used to have 8 Mark III carriages with a mix of first class and standard, pulled from both ends by 2 very powerful engines, Class 43 diesel electric power cars. Great Western Railways now runs them with 4 standard class carriages, and mostly runs between Penzance and Cardiff. The seats and the lighting may have changed, but I still think these look pretty good for their age, being about 41 years old in age. So it won't be much to most people, but these are going to be retired probably in the year, so this is kind of your last chance to try one. Now it's back to Plymouth, taking about 30 minutes to rest, eat and sleep. Tomorrow we're heading far into Cornwall to St Earth to catch a little Class 150 over what may be the most beautiful stretch of water to the very pretty St Ives. Until then, thanks for watching.